Okay, y'all, so we were able to create the color scheme and add those colors to Canva so that when we're ready, we can use them in our profile picture and our banner and in our All About Me file that will be featured in the featured section of our LinkedIn profile. Now what we need to do next is we need to get the content together, because yes, colors are wonderful, but you need the copy or the content to help you relay what those colors or images will look like, how they will pop on the page. Okay. Now, before we get started, let me make sure to have you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yes, do all four of those things so that you can help support Rep School as we bridge out into the global scope with our neurodiverse first community, the first of its kind, right? Where we are supporting neurodiverse technologists or people who learn differently. So let's get started. We are going to be looking at this resource that is made available to Rep School members. It's something that we created that we've used kind of along the way, that you can create a copy and it will help you create a tagline and an about section prompt that you can then use in an LLM. We're going to be using ChatGPT for this. And then also the content that you'll need to create the All About Me carousel, all leveraging AI. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a copy of the generator. And it's going to look like this. So we're going to click make a copy. And when you create a copy, you'll get your own one that will now be located inside of your personal Google account. Okay, inside of Drive. That's one of the reasons why you needed to create the Google account, so that you have access to Drive. Okay, let's take a look at the instructions. It says, answer each of the 6 questions below, review your generated content and make adjustments as needed. Remember, your LinkedIn tagline is roughly 120 characters long. Be succinct and targeting in your answers. Okay, so here are 6 questions. As part of this, I'm going to go through each one of them so that you can know how you should go about answering. But remember, we want to be succinct and as targeted as possible. Okay, so for me, I'm going to use this for myself when I was starting out as a technologist. What is a broad-based tech reliable topic that I have expertise in? Well, I was good in web development. Okay, so just a broad topic. What's a specific niche or focus within the topic that you shine even more? So I'm very, very good at creating design libraries, right? It's a very specific part of web development that has a unique set of skills. Who do I typically help or work with in this niche? So typically I'm working with designers and product managers. What specific problem do I help these people are? I help them decrease dev time and digitize their brands across their applications. So you can say whatever it is that you do. If you're, new to tech, then you can say this is what you aspire to do. But you're answering these as succinctly as possible. If you already use ChatGPT or you already use an LLM, they probably already know these things about you. So you could probably copy all 6 of these questions and paste it into there and say, answer these as me. And it would probably give you some really good feedback. I know Trinity did that and it did amazing, but I just want to show you what it's like whenever you're coming off the top of your head as well. So it's just a broad thing. And you can see that as I'm answering these are starting to fill out, right? But then I need to select a prompt voice if I want to. If you don't want to select a prompt voice, you can just leave it the way it is. But I'm kind of quirky, so I'll put quirky in mine. So if we scroll up here to the top, you'll see if I don't have a how yet, so like I'm not professionally doing this job yet, then this yellow would probably be for me. So for someone with more experience and can speak to the how, say something like, I support designers and product managers who help them decrease dev time and digitize their brands across their applications, decreasing engineering time and resources. I created the bridge between business logic and UI and application development. I created the bridge between business logic and UI development and application development. I think I kind of did that a couple times in there. So you'll keep tweaking your answers here until you get the output that you want. But these are not meant to be perfect. It's just you brain dumping information because we want the LLM to kind of help us modify and get this down the way that we want it. You'll also see that there's a prompt here for our about section, right? As a professional branding expert, this is the prompt. Write a first person LinkedIn about section for someone who supports designers and product managers. So you'll be able to read those, right? And make sure that it says what you want. And then there's also a sample ChatGPT response using the about, right? So if I wanted to go in here, I could do this and develop it. Right now, I'm just getting my prompts together. And I feel like this one is pretty reasonable. I mean, I could make some changes with the content and how it reads, but this is not how I'm posting it on LinkedIn. Okay. For now, we're just getting the prompt started. Okay. So what I want you to do is to take the next 10 minutes to answer all of your questions and try to get your prompt in the way that you want it. So then we can go on to the All About Me carousel creator so we can get the prompts together and we can put them inside of ChatGPT.
You are now in the presence of a king. You are now in the presence of a You are now in the presence of a king. Now in the
All right, y'all, I hope that you got your prompt set up the way that you want it. Don't worry about perfecting the prompt because ChatGPT will help us with a lot of that. Okay, so now let's take a look at the All About Me carousel creator tab inside of the document down here. Okay, now there's going to be 7 questions and you need to answer those questions however you want to. You'll notice that there are some sample answers here. So here, I'm Trinity, a creative technologist and community builder, passionate about inclusive innovation, making tech more human and accessible. I once built a working app using only voice commands while recovering from surgery. I want to lead product teams building tools better. So just go through and see all of those informations and make sure that you have your answer. Okay. And I'm actually just going to copy these over for the sake of time and paste them in. And you'll notice that whenever I do that, it's going to generate this slide, right? It's going to generate this prompt that you'll be able to pop into ChatGPT so that then we can use that when we are creating our All About Me slides. So take 10 minutes, answer the 7 questions that we have here, and then come back. Okay, now that you're back, we are about to build out the content for our LinkedIn page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come over and I'm going to say I am creating a headline for my LinkedIn profile. Use this. This is just usually what I do. I keep it as simple as possible. And then I'm also going to come over here and say, remember the link, be succinct and targeting. I need to update this, this prompt. So let's see what it comes up with. Here's a refined LinkedIn headline based on your input, succinct, targeted, and with the character limit. Bridging business logic and UI for designers and PMs, cutting dev time and digitizing brands efficiently. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's a good start. If you don't like it, then you can say, I don't like the ampersands. Can you make this more approachable? Or something like that. Just keep going back and forth with it until you get the output that you want. I help designers and product managers cut dev time and bring their brand to life across applications. I love that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this and I'm going to go to my copy of the tagline. I'm going to make a new sheet. My stuff. Okay, so tagline. I'm going to paste that in there. All right, love it. So we got the tagline. Now let's go into creating our all about me. So the about section. I think this prompt has everything in it. As a professional brand, write the first person LinkedIn about section for someone who supports designers. There you go. So I'm going to just copy and paste that into it, and it's going to give me some information, right? So it says, ever met someone who genuinely enjoys turning chaos into reusable components? Hi, I'm that someone, right? So after it gives you the output, you'll read it and see what you like, what you don't like, go back and forth with it so that you can make modifications. But remember, your about section is not for you. It is for the people who are visiting your page, right? So ask yourself, is this someone who I would be interested in? Are these topics that excite me, right? If a recruiter is looking for someone who builds reusable components, does this make sense to them, right? So go back and forth with it. And I'm going to copy this because I'm going to say, yeah, we like it. If you've been using ChatGPT for a while, it might come up with a really good one. Trinity's was excellent. I think she only had to make a couple changes in hers. Okay, this thing needs to allow me to move. All right, so I'm going to go to my stuff and I'm going to do about section and then paste. Actually, let me double click into there and then paste it in there. Okay, so now my about section is done. Now I'm going to do my all about me. Okay, and let me go to my all about me. So this is my prompt. I'm going to copy it and then I'm going to come to ChatGPT. You'll notice in the prompt it says act as a creative content strategist. I want to make a 7-slide all about me carousel. If you want more than that, tell it that you want more than that. But I think to start, 7 slides is good. I'm going to pop it in there. Okay, so it gave me the prompts, and as you can see, they are set up in a way that allows you to see what the slide is, the photo concepts, that you can take pictures of yourself to make it very personalized, and then also the captions. So the captions, you want to make sure that you are reading and that they are accurate. Namely because these are the captions that you're going to put on the all about me slide. Now, we might have to adjust these a little bit when we get into the template because I think that there is kind of like a character limit. So I'm thinking that we might be able to do something maybe a little bit differently with these, but because it's a PDF, we will be able to just kind of like make it our own. So we'll do a little bit of trial and error with that. But it has given me 7 slide concepts. I'm not going to check these to tell whether or not they're right or wrong, but I need y'all to go through and make sure that they are accurate and they do depict what you want and what you want to show. Otherwise, go back and forth with ChatGPT until you get it refined for what you want. After you get what you want, go ahead and head back to your My Stuff tab and double click inside of the tab and copy and paste. Now, why are we copying and pasting this from ChatGPT when it's already in ChatGPT? Well, 6 months from now, if I've been using ChatGPT a lot, or should I want to make modifications. Okay, so these are just ways for you to keep track of what you're doing in one place. Okay, so we have all of this. Now we've got our introductory slide. Okay, so now we've got all the content we need in order to make our LinkedIn profile great. Okay, so what I want you to do is make sure before the next session you have gone through your tagline, your about section, and your all about me slides, and the content is exactly what you want and how you want it. And then in the next, I think, session, we are going to take all of this content and we're going to utilize it inside of the templates that will be supplied for you. All right, y'all. We're almost there. We're almost getting there to being able to do our LinkedIn. And it is so exciting because this is taking a lot of the stress off of us, right? And we have this system that we can use over and over again should we want to. Now, don't y'all forget to like, subscribe, and share this video widely. We want to grow the first neurodiverse first tech community in these streets, right? So globally, we are on repschool.com, and everywhere else in Nashville we are in person, but everywhere else, y'all just have to join us on the virtual stage, which is fine. So we will see you in the next session. All right, y'all. I'm Dr. T signing off, encouraging you to embrace your mission because you're the hero you've been looking for. Go get it done. See you in a few.